The exponential growth is when the quantity increases, slowly at first and then very rapidly. The rate of change increases over time. The rate of growth becomes faster as time passes. The function and the graph that represents it is exponential growth, that is y equal a parenthesis 1 plus r parenthesis x, and exponential decay that is y equal a parenthesis 1 minus r parenthesis x. It has two characteristics that are very important to note. The first characteristic, it is the power. Exponential growth can occur very rapidly. The second characteristic, it is insidiousness. Exponential functions grow by common factors over equal intervals. The exponential decay is when the quantity decreases very rapidly at first, and then more slowly. The rate of change decreases over time, and the rate of decay becomes slower as time passes. The implications of using nuclear power could be radioactive cloud, health programs will generate change to the natural environment, will do a great damage to the earth, people could get cancer and other serious accidents. No nuclear energy is clean because it produces radioactive waste and radioactive contamination around the world, and more because of the extraction of uranium. Yes, there is two nuclear energy plants in Mexico. One is in Mexico City, and the other one is in Laguna Verde. No, it's not safe. I do not agree with the fact that there is a nuclear energy in the country, because the nuclear power is insecure, it's dirty, and its waste is harmful for people. It's not renewable, and producing it is expensive. It makes us forget about the sustainable development.
We think that the Chernobyl disaster could not have been prevented because they tried an emergency shutdown, and by making this, it only got things to be worse. So this accident could not have been prevented. Once the explosion happened, there was no way they could have stopped the radiation because the way radiation works is impossible to stop. Maybe now we can control the radiation, but back in 1986, it was impossible. We think that it didn't reach Mexico because the radius of the explosion was of 30 kilometers, so it didn't. Four environmental consequences that happened were 31 people died. The radiation reached the atmosphere. Animals around the accident died, and 60% of this disaster reached to Belarus. The consequences of nuclear disasters and/or weapons are the diseases that they can cause and the deaths within those diseases. For example, in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, it killed thousands and thousands of people with the explosion. But then, after the explosion, people started dying because of the radiation that the nuclear bomb created, like cancer or other diseases that can kill you. We feel like the use of nuclear weapons are the worst thing because they kill millions of people during the use and after, like in Japan. One solution it is to not use these nuclear weapons and nuclear plants because it hurts the environment. We felt that it was unnecessary to work with other campuses, but it was easy to work with them, and we like it because we met more people.